Hey, sister, welcome back to the Your Sorority Journey podcast for our kickoff of our annual mini-series Recruitment Takeover. If you've been following her sorority journey for a while, you know that we love to dedicate a month every summer to recruitment-related topics to allow your chapter, your community, or you as a individual participant in recruitment to enter that experience with a ton more confidence this fall or next spring whenever you are going through your community's recruitment process. Now, this year, we are shaking things up, recognizing that our three distinct participants in recruitment need tips, tricks, resources at different times. So our Panhellenic community, our recruitment counselors, officers, FSL advisors, this week is for you. We are kicking off this recruitment takeover with a week dedicated to you, starting today. Chapter recruiters, recruitment officers, or sorority volunteers in the recruitment space, we are dedicating a week to you in June. And then if you're a potential new member, if you're considering going through recruitment or you're already registered to go through sorority recruitment, we have 2 weeks dedicated to you in July to give you confidence and autonomy going into the recruitment process with a lot of clarity around what to expect from the process and a sisterhood. Now, you might be thinking, man, Cass, we have the same series every summer. What's going to be different about it this year? Well, for starters, I'm really excited about splitting it up over 3 months to give our different participants in recruitment the tools that they need when they need it. I also think that there's some unique challenges to recruitment this fall. It'll be a really new experience for all of us to address them together with new guests on the podcast, new guest writers on the blog. We'll be hosting social media lives on Instagram and TikTok and reintroducing live workshops on the Fridays of every week of our takeovers. This year in particular, I know that there are some new challenges that are going to impact recruitment. If we look at the housing experience of our members, right, or the different desires of members to have housing, some of our chapters on different campuses are no longer housed, creating conflict through the recruitment process of parity or different lived experiences. We also know that many of our communities have shrunk significantly since the COVID-19 pandemic. And over the past couple of years, our recruitment numbers have been down, our retention numbers have been down, creating smaller communities, maybe pushing some of our communities into a partially structured recruitment model this fall, maybe changing up the way that we are doing recruitment counselors from disaffiliated to affiliated. And also, we know that there are some things coming out in the media around maybe a documentary that might be airing tomorrow. I don't know. That might be causing us some stress around how fraternity and sorority is viewed, and more specifically, what the actual experience is on our campus when our potential new members, if we aren't Alabama, what our potential new members are thinking they might expect from our experience when maybe our experience, our campus culture looks very different to some of the other schools that are being highlighted in the media this summer. I am very confident in the fact that recruitment itself is not the problems that we need to solve throughout this takeover. The truth is, from my vantage point, those 2 weeks of recruitment really just amplify or expose the membership experience that we are living the other 50 weeks of the year, right? The way that we live our sisterhood, the way that we are active contributors to our campus community, the way we engage with other organizations on campus, the way we're known, and most importantly, I would say the way we care for one another in our sisterhoods is what potential new members see in recruitment. And the same thing goes for our membership experience. And honestly, the same thing goes for recruitment, right? The way that we get to know potential new members or the values by which we are inviting new members to join us manifest themselves in the rest of our year and the kinds of experiences or values congruence that we have in our organizations or in our communities at large. And so I think it's really important to remember that as we have really specific conversations around recruitment this summer, that the conversations are not just for those 2 weeks. Because if we are doing anything for the sake of recruitment, I think those efforts are in vain because we are not taking into consideration the lived experience, the belonging, the sisterhood, the philanthropic endeavors, the professional development, the equipping that we are doing for our members or ourselves for society after college. All those factors have to be taken into consideration when we look at recruitment. So when we talk about outfits, when we talk about logistics, we have to be looking at it through the lens of what kind of experience is this elevating or communicating to potential new members that we desire to have in our community. And so I wanted to set that disclaimer going into our time together this summer, in that my heart is not to make you the best recruiting chapter on campus. My hope is to make you the strongest sisterhood and source of belonging on your campus so that when your potential new members join and they become recruiters next year, they are really proud to extend an open membership up to new women just as it was to them, which is why this summer we'll be spending a lot of time talking about marketing, especially for Panhellenic and chapters and potentially members, how you're marketing yourselves, right? The image and portrayal that you are putting out of how you want to be known and how you want to be connected, both as an organization or an individual, to really combat some of those media or larger narratives about what it means to be a part of our organizations. So if you are a Panhellenic officer or a recruitment counselor, get excited. We've got episodes on the podcast, blogs, live workshops dropping for you this week. Chapters, recruiters, sorority volunteers, check us out in June when we have specific resources for you to really elevate how your chapter is known and how your members feel being a part of your organization. We have that in June. And then potential new members, we want to put the power back to you, the confidence and empowerment in your hands as you go through the recruitment process. Very sure of yourself and sure of what you're looking for and the standards that you have of membership. We were really excited to kick things off. Make sure to share this series with a sister who could really benefit from some recruitment resources, advisors who could share this more broadly, and make sure to stay connected with us through our DMs or emailing hello@sororityjourney.com so we can make sure to answer the specific questions that you have about sorority recruitment this year.